Now, the potential con of bringing back Scene Kids is obviously the formidable furries. I mean, it's bad enough we have to suffer through Times Square mascots. To imagine them getting done up the rear by a deranged Elmo is more than I personally am prepared for.
Today, these two contestants endure an introvert's nightmare for no prize and no money. I'm your host, Ben, on this episode of Blindsided. Now let's meet your absolutely qualified judges. Pig Inseminator, it's Abrham Bogale. Photographer of your window specifically, it's Morgan Hart. Host of the podcast, Manifesting an Erection, it's Colin Pawlowski. Some housekeeping before we start. Each contestant must present a slideshow they've never seen before. The contestants will be judged on comedy, character, and content. And did we mention they must complete their presentation in under 5 minutes? Let's meet our contestants before they're blindsided. Yet to be defeated, knocked down, or usurped, it's Madalyn St. And in the other corner, it's contestant number 2.
Hello there, I'm a champion in Fortnite, as you can see here.
That's not impressive, buddy. We'll see how you do, though. All right, now, for the audience. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe for more of Blindsided. Now, for my contestants. Contestant number 1. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, your presentation starts now.
Okay, this presentation is, we should bring back Scene Kids, XD. That means, next slide. Okay, the Karens are absolutely getting out of control. They're having the run of everything, including, they've now taken over TikTok. No social media is safe. And these dumb white bitches are just getting out of control. And there's only one group that could possibly stop them. Next slide. They need a distraction in the form of roar. Scene Kids, you remember those? I barely do. Next slide. The flat iron industry is suffering poorly. Karen's over here getting her biliage bullshit. Who even knows? Blowout. And where are the bygone days of flat irons? I know I have 2 sitting downstairs just collecting dust. So if we're going to stimulate the economy in any way, obviously the flat iron is going to be the first thing we save. Next slide. Selfies from above your head are proven to be more flattering, and you can ask anybody this, even a millennial who may not actually even remember what a scene kid is, but they were the first ones to discover this fact, and it has become a staple of 21st century photography. Next slide. You could say we almost have too much diversity in today's music industry. Where's the days of just a bunch of pasty ass white dudes with too much eye makeup on? Frankly, I don't know how the eyeliner industry is even still in business. Now all of these beautiful, diverse people with their beautiful skin, and they don't even need to wear makeup, and their hair is amazing. Like, cosmetics are just going down the drain. If you just give me a kind of doughy looking, nondescript white boy, it's a blank palette to work with, let's be honest. Next slide. Today's teenagers are missing out on the art of collage making. They might think, what is a collage? Oh, is that thing on my Instagram that lets me post really tiny pictures that nobody can actually see? But they'll never understand the true joy of a MySpace where you could express your artistic vision through tiny squares of low quality cell phone photos. Next slide. Seeing kids advance STEM fields, especially HTML knowledge. Now there is extensive proof of this. I won't bore you with it, but just trust me. Next slide. Now the potential con of bringing back Scene Kids is obviously the formidable furries. Now listen, I am not here to judge anyone's sexual preferences, you do you, but quite frankly, these are the stuff of nightmares, and the world's just a better place without them. I mean, it's bad enough we have to suffer through Times Square mascots. To imagine then getting done up the rear by a deranged Elmo is more than I personally am prepared for. Next slide. In conclusion, the early 2000s were a very confusing time for a lot of reasons, but quite frankly, in hindsight, we really had our together then. So the first way to bring back the good old days is to bring back those scene kids and slap those dumb Karens in the face. Thank you, I yield my time.
There we go, everybody. Give Madalyn a round of applause. All right, judges. Abraham, how are you feeling?
Pretty floored, honestly. I appreciate your speed and your succinct ability to convey information. That was very impressive. I do have one thing, I think I speak for my fellow furries when I say that being a furry it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with sexuality. That was one fact that I think that you embellished on, and as a furry myself, I can say that you have disrespected the community at large, and the furry stands are going to be coming for you on Twitter. That's
Well,
neither
let
here
me
nor
just
there.
get in front of that and say, I apologize, Abe, and we all definitely believe that furries have nothing to do with sex.
You see, you keep you're winking there, and that means no. That means that you do think that you haven't learned what I'm telling you now. The furry stands are coming. And
Furries, I respect your right to do, whatever you want out of the bedroom, whatever, in the bedroom.
Still winking. Okay, that's all. That's all I have.
Yeah, I was pretty convinced about it, especially the closing statement of how much better things were when scene kids were around. That kind of brought it home for me, and there's a lot of great points there. The furries are definitely a con. Sorry, Abe.
Again. Well, I don't appreciate 2 for 2. Everybody coming for the furries. So,
You do you, baby.
You look familiar. You were the presenter, right? You were the one that was presenting?
Just 2 minutes ago, yes, that was me.
There was passion. I thought so. There was passion there. Here's my biggest question. How do you think you did?
Let me answer that question with a question. Is it possible for me to do poorly?
You are definitely the Simon of the 3 judges that we have. The dynamic, I believe. Where I would, of course, be Randy Newman, and Morgan would be Paul Abdul.
I'm gonna admit, I went into a blackout at the furry slide.
Understandable.
So why don't we? That's enough from my mouth, so we can continue.
Am I the only one that didn't realize Randy Newman was a judge?
What did I say?
You said Randy Newman.
Oh, that's
I didn't know how to answer
No,
that.
you
I didn't
were
know how to totally
Randy
answer that,
Newman.
quite
That's what
honestly.
you just said.
just back up. Let's do that again. Let's do that bit.
Nope, I'm keeping that shit in there.
Contestant number 2, are you ready?
Yeah, let's get this over with.
Okay, your presentation starts now.
Ritual sacrifice. What Children of the Corn got right. So here's what you all need to understand. The Children of the Corn are the future. You think our children are, but in reality, it's the Children of the Corn. And I'm explaining why. Next slide. Adults generally suck. This is common knowledge at this point. And if you don't believe that, you're probably an adult. So just take that into consideration. Next slide. Almost all of your childhood trauma can be attributed to adults. This is true. I, in fact, have been a victim of this. I'm not going into detail, but as you can see in the first picture here, this kid staring at a bunny, that's relatable to me. No other explanation is needed. Next slide. Overpopulation is depleting the Earth's resources, and it's likely really crowded. If you've been to any place like New Jersey, you can see that that the crowdedness is extremely high. That makes sense at all. And it's just too much, and we just need to end it. Next slide. How do you feel every time your aunt regurgitates a bullshit Facebook post? Now, thankfully, I've decided to block all my aunts on Facebook because I couldn't take that shit any longer.
All too.
I highly recommend you do the same because no one wants to read any more bullshit Facebook posts, especially from your aunts. And don't even get me started on stepmoms. Next slide. Children of the Corn thought it'd be funny to police back in the 80s. So as you can see, this is how we of 2020 re-brought this idea because the Children of the Corn have thought about it in place. We took their ideas because we're degenerates, and we just need to take into consideration where this idea came from. The Children of the Corn. Next slide. Promoting unity and joint labor. The corn harvest is better when we all pitch in and kill adults. This is our nation, our world. So we need to take into consideration again about how we could betterize, that's a word as well, the population. And by doing that, we have to kill all adults. Easy is said, as easy as done. Next slide. If you need any more convincing that adults should die, a Children of the Corn sequel filmed in Australia through the pandemic. Yes, that's a fact. And will be first in line to see that when it comes out. I'll fly to Australia as well to see it because the Children of the Corn are our future. Next slide. In conclusion, defund the police, kill all adults, and protect the Children of the Corn. They are our future. We've taken their ideas, and it's time we bring them into the light that is standing for the future. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Everyone, let's give it up for Jose.
Wow.
Abraham, tell us how you feel.
Oh, man, I got a song in my heart right now. You know, what is it saying? It's saying, I believe the children of the corn are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Gosh, you know, you painted a picture of what the world could be if we just banded together and slaughtered anyone over the age of 18. And that alone just makes me optimistic for a better world. Man, you're seeing the right stuff. God, where did you come up with this? How were you able to see past such a terrible, terrible film?
Oh, you know, Reddit.
That's insightful. Yeah, I will check that out. Reddit.
Yeah, that was a great presentation. Everything about it was pretty spot on, and pretty accurate. And Children of the Corn, I'm pretty much convinced now are the future, especially since they filmed in a pandemic. That definitely convinces me that all adults should die.
The only movie that's going to come out in like 2020 going to be
Children of the Corn.
Is that the only movie being filmed right now?
Sonic got filmed.
Man, 2020 really is shaping up to be a great year.
Nothing will stop them, like I said.
Once again, you think you're so smart. You think you have everyone wrapped around your little childish finger, don't you, Malachi? Malachi, why don't you tell the judges here today your true reason that you're here? Go on. You just did a whole PowerPoint about it, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Malachi. I don't know.
I thought the twist was gonna be that he was the child the whole time.
That's what I was trying to get at, but I didn't know
Oh.
where to go with.
Damn. Okay.
All right, judges. Final verdicts. Who should pass on to the next round? Abraham, you're up.
Man, this is it's a tough choice actually because I enjoyed both of your presentations. They were so good. But ultimately, I think I'd have to choose contestant number 1. I think, I think that right now this world is going through so much turmoil, and I can't bring myself to believe in a brighter future. I'm sorry, I know you believe in it, but maybe corn isn't for me. I'm more of a flour tortilla guy myself.
Me too.
Disappointing.
Me too.
Again, both presentations were fantastic. Both of them convinced me that seeing kids should come back and that we should kill adults. And maybe the seeing kids combined with the corn kids too. But to make it interesting and to make it fair, I'm gonna go with contestant number 2.
Is that fair?
I don't know, it was so even, I couldn't decide.
This is why
They're both so
democracy is a
good.
lie.
Classic. Both of you come crawling back to me. It's as if both of your lives are in my hand. Unfortunately, contestant number 1, I felt contestant number 2 was a little bit more sex positive. And that is the true winner every time.
I knew furries would be my downfall.
Contestant number 2, you were my choice.
There we go. We have it.
The children of the corn.
She has been defeated.
We rise.
Madalyn has been usurped from her throne, and Jose, or
Madalyn.
what was it, Mordecai? I'm
Malachi.
Malachi? Mordecai? It's all the same. All right. Anyway, if you enjoy the episode, give us a like, subscribe, comment down below. Maybe tell us a slide you'd like our contestants to present in the future. We might consider it.
No pig insemination, please. Dear God.
More pig insemination.
No.
Nope.
Nope. No.
Other animals?
Maybe birds.
Somehow that's worse. All right. Well, will you join us next time for our next episode of
Blindsided!